Calculating slippage on Uniswap impermanent loss is a crucial step for liquidity providers to understand their potential losses. To start, it is essential to understand the concept of impermanent loss, which occurs when the price of a token in a liquidity pool changes, resulting in a loss of value for the liquidity provider. The first step is to determine the initial deposit amounts and prices of the two tokens in the liquidity pool. For example, let's say we have token A and token B, with initial deposits of 1,000 units of token A and 1,000 units of token B, and initial prices of $1 per token A and $1 per token B. The next step is to calculate the initial liquidity pool value, which is the sum of the values of the two tokens. In this case, the initial liquidity pool value is $2,000. Now, let's say the price of token A increases to $1.1 and the price of token B decreases to $0.9. To calculate the impermanent loss, we need to calculate the new liquidity pool value, taking into account the new prices, using the formula for impermanent loss, which is 1 minus the square root of the product of the new prices divided by the initial prices. We can calculate the impermanent loss percentage. For example, the impermanent loss percentage would be 1 minus the square root of 1.1 times 0.9 divided by 1 times 1, which equals approximately 0.045 or 4.5%. To calculate the slippage, we need to consider the amount of tokens being traded and the liquidity pool size. The slippage percentage can be estimated using the formula slippage equals the square root of the trade size divided by the liquidity pool size. For example, if the trade size is $100 and the liquidity pool size is $10,000, the slippage percentage would be the square root of 100 divided by 10,000, which equals approximately 0.01 or 1%. Best practices for minimizing slippage and impermanent loss include diversifying your liquidity pool, monitoring price volatility, and adjusting your liquidity pool size accordingly. It is also essential to consider the trading fees and gas costs associated with providing liquidity on Uniswap. In conclusion, calculating slippage on Uniswap impermanent loss requires understanding the initial deposit amounts and prices, calculating the initial liquidity pool value, determining the new prices and liquidity pool value, and estimating the slippage percentage. By following these steps and considering best practices, liquidity providers can minimize their potential losses and make informed decisions when providing liquidity on Uniswap.